Did Samsung pull a fast one on us with the release of the Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra? Do you have a Galaxy S9 Ultra and you're thinking about upgrade? Well, stay tuned and watch this video. Welcome back, everyone. This is Julian with Juleon Tech Reviews, and we're here with another dandy review and comparison. The Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra versus the Galaxy S9 Ultra. Now, looking at these two tablets, can you tell which one is which? Well, let's go ahead and dive into the details. But before we do that, once again, if you can like, subscribe this channel, we greatly appreciate it. If you donate, we appreciate that too. Comment below if you have either tablets or you're interested in buying one. Watch this video. You might have second thoughts. But as with all videos, we're going to start with the specs. Now, I'm going to go into the specs for the Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra because it's pretty much the same as the Galaxy S9 Ultra. So it's, instead of me doing two different sets of specs, I'm just going to do it once. And in this video, we're going to analyze, should you upgrade from the Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra to the Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the specs. So the Galaxy S10 Tab S10 Ultra, we're gonna call it the 10 Ultra going forward, and then this one's gonna be the 9 Ultra, or did I switch it? Well, the 10S Ultra, right, came out in October the 3rd, and it has a 14-inch screen, and it is 1848 by 2960 pixels, or a 16:10 ratio, or about 239 ppi density. It does have stylus support. It is IP68 dust and water resistance. It has a glass front, and it has an aluminum frame on the frame and the back. And it has enhanced armor protection. It sports an Android 14 or One UI 6.1, well now 0.1. And it does have a chipset of a MediaTek Dimensity 9300 Plus. And then it has a GPU of a Immortalis G720. It has a micro SD card slot, so it's a dedicated card slot. It comes in storage packages of 256 by 1 terabyte and RAM packages from 12 to 16 RAM. Now let's go ahead and talk about the camera. So it has a main camera of a 13 megapixel wide angle, and it has an 8 megapixel ultra wide. And then we turn this around and we go for the inside camera. We have a 12 megapixel wide angle camera and 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. It supports 4K up to 30 frames per second. That's cool. It has a loudspeaker tuned by AKG. Doesn't have NFC, doesn't have infrared port, doesn't have radio support, but it does have USB Type-C 3.2, including a magnetic connector, and that'll be for your keyboard accessory if you have bought one already. It has a fingerprint slot. It has a fingerprint for your unlocking, and it has the face unlock, obviously, because of this nice, beautiful screen. Circle to search, Samsung wireless decks on deck. So it has all that. And it sports a lithium polyester or polymeter battery of 11,200 milliamps. And it's now removable, and it supports 45 wire charging. Okay, now that out the way, let's go ahead and talk about what is different. Well, let's go ahead and turn this around. As I mentioned before, there's not much difference. Okay, both of these screens are 14.6 inches. They have pretty much the same cameras. Well, there actually is no differences on the camera. The only difference that we're going to talk about is the chipset. So now the Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra sports a MediaTek Dimensity 9300 Plus chip versus the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Generation 2. So that's the only difference. And what they're saying on the blogs, and this is very subjective, that the Dimensity chip performs a lot better, and Samsung's reasoning for it is because of that performance. It definitely performs better than the Snapdragon 8 Generation 2. Now, it is subjective, and for my base testing, I haven't experienced a great deal of increase in productivity or just snappiness, but I do see some improvements, and I'm not sure if it's due to the chip or it's due to the fact that I have a 16 gigabyte RAM, 1 terabyte. I got the ultimate one on this one, but pretty much that is the major difference. And another difference, really subtle, is the weight. So the S9 Ultra weighs 732 grams, where the Wi-Fi version of the S10 Ultra weighs 718. However, if you do get the 5G version of this, where you can, get service and whatnot, it weighs 723 grams. So it's pretty much around the same weight. So in my experience with holding both of these tablets is that I'm not getting a huge weight difference. So just keep that in mind when it comes to just the changes. But other than that, it pretty much has the exact same specs, same cameras, same screen, same PPI density. It has the Corning Gorilla Glass, everything. So if you're thinking about upgrading from the 9 Ultra to the 10 Ultra, you're just gonna have to realize that it's not a true upgrade. If you're into the chip, the Dimensity, as I mentioned before, it'll be upgrade to you, but I'm not sure if that's a value proposition for you to switch. And next, we're gonna talk about the price. So the price of the S10 Ultra starts at $1,200. Now, if you're thinking about upgrading from the Tab S9 Ultra, that Samsung's website will give you $800 off the price of the S10 Ultra. So if you're getting the base model of the 10 Ultra and you turn it into the S9 Ultra, you're gonna get $800 off, bringing the total down to $400. So essentially you're looking at a $400 upgrade. And are the changes that I mentioned before, are they worth your upgrade? That'll be a question for you to decide. So that's good. And one more other thing we're gonna talk about today are the accessories. The accessories from the 9 Ultra to the 10 Ultra, due to the fact that we have exact same specs, are interchangeable. And let me show you a couple of accessories that I do have that I want to share with you. So the first accessory I have is the outdoor cover case. So this is the cover case for the 9 Ultra, and you can use this as a stand. If you don't need a keyboard, you can, go ahead and pull this out, and it has a slot for your stylus support and your camera cutouts. And then it has this giant stand that is basically 180 degrees in the rotation. And it has nice Samsung carbon fiber. It's very solid case. So essentially, this is the S9 Ultra. So you can just go ahead and slap that in there. And the good thing about this case, it is very tight fitting, and it does keep everything nice and snug. So the only thing exposed is the glass, and then this is what it looks like from the back. And it keeps your stylus together. And it has a stand, and you can, move it around, and it's still holding. So let's go ahead and take this off and show you what it looks like on the S10 Ultra, because sometimes when you upgrade to a different phone that has similar specs, sometimes the manufacturers of these cases make it a little bit snug to where it quite doesn't fit. But in my testing with this, it fits. So once again, we're gonna install this. Now, one thing I must say, is that it was a little bit tighter to put it on, but as you can see, same thing. And this is on the S10 Ultra. So this case is interchangeable with your S10 Ultra and your 9 Ultra. And I love this tablet. It's the best, in my opinion, this is the best tablet on the market, and it's beating out Apple, hands down. All right, another accessory that we're going to look at as I rip this case off. Put that here on the side. So that was the outdoor cover for both the S9 Ultra, Tab Ultra, and the 10 Tab Ultra. The next one we're going to talk about is the book keyboard slim cover. So this one, it says it's specifically for the Tab S9 Ultra. But as I mentioned before, it has the same specs. And it does come with the keyboard, and it comes with the protection for your stylus. It has the Samsung logo. And then here's the keyboard, so the Bluetooth keyboard. And as such, fit it in the slot where your stylus is. And then voila, the magnetic connector is there. And this is really, really good if you're wanting to do some productivity because it utilizes the space bar. And when you have it in Samsung Dex mode, you can, you know, type away. And you can use hotkeys in order for you to function. And as you can see, works like a charm. So this is a very neat accessory. And I believe I either paid for it or they gave it to you as a gift when you got the S9 Ultra. I believe I paid for it because Samsung is not that generous when it comes to that. They want their full dollars. All right, so now let's go ahead and take the S10 Ultra and put it to the test. So we're gonna lay it down on the back like this. And all right. And voila. So once again, this is the S10 Ultra and we have the keyboard cover here. And the keyboard cover is working properly. Let's go ahead and type something to see. RSTLNE. It works. So if you're worried about upgrading from the S9 Ultra to the S10 Ultra and you have accessories that you don't want to like waste away, the good thing about upgrading with this minimal upgrade, you're going to be able to use them interchangeably. Now, another thing we're going to talk about is whether this is worth it. So now, as we are closing out the video, I'm going to give you my final opinion when it comes to upgrading. So I like to upgrade every year and I like to see what's new, get the latest battery and whatnot. This by far is probably one of the most minimalistic upgrades since, you know, Apple does their upgrades. I mean, the only thing that's really different is the media chip and slightly the weight. So the chipset, it's up to you to think if it's worth the $400 upgrade by turning in your 9 Ultra to get the 10 Ultra. Now, if you just want an upgrade, go ahead and upgrade, spend the $400, keep your accessories. But for me, I don't think it's worth the upgrade because you're getting 4 more years of Android, you know, support here. I mean, you might be getting 7 years, I believe. I don't think that's worth the $400 in my opinion. And it's just not enough upgrade for me to say warrant an upgrade. However, due to the fact that Samsung doesn't release, you know, these tablets every year and they do release them every other year, I believe, you might want to consider getting the latest because you will have this for at least 2 years before they decide to do another upgrade. So if you're going from the S9 Ultra, I believe this one's up to you, but for me, I think I'm gonna go for it just because it's the S10 Ultra and 10 is a very solid number. I know it's a dumb reason, but that's just me. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think it's worth it to upgrade from the Tab S9 Ultra or the Tab S10 Ultra? It's a tongue twister. Let me know below. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for your support. Peace.